So in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to mix paint and mix colors using the iPad and the Art Studio app. So the first thing I want you to do is click on the wet brush tool, which is the third tool from the top on the left. I'm going to hold that down, and you can see that there's several different um, types of brushes that you can use. And you can try using several different ones. I think the one that we have selected will work just fine. But you notice there's different options here that you can use. And sometimes it's good just to look at some of those and just see if you want to try some different things. Okay, but one thing we're going to do is make sure that our opacity is turned down when we do the color on this. And I believe that it's about 70 right here. And the size, we're going to make our size a little bit bigger so that we have a larger brush to work with. During this practice, when you're doing your actual painting, you might want to use smaller brushes. I'm going to see, I think I want to actually switch to this brush right here, number 147. We'll see how that works. Okay, so got my brush setting chosen. The other thing you'll notice at the bottom of your screen here, this is, and hopefully you've already learned this because you've been through the app tools worksheet, but this changes the opacity, and the change in opacity is whether your paint is see-through or not see-through. So opaque is not see-through and transparent is see-through. So let me select a color here and I'll just demonstrate that for you right now. So right now I'm going to make it 100% opaque. So when I paint with this wet paint, you can see that it is, I'm going to make it large, and this is wet paint, so it acts a little bit different than if I used another brush. Now let's turn down the opacity to, oh, that's my size, sorry, I'm going to turn my opacity down. I want it to be about 70%. And look at the difference there. So no matter how much I go over it, it's see-through. Okay, so that's one thing to know. The other kind of, if we do opacity with this dry brush, you'll see that my color is very thick and you can't see through it at all. And here, when I turn the opacity down, it's more see-through. And here, I think because of this one's so thick, then it'll be easier to see that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to go back to my wet brush, and I want to make sure my opacity is turned down. And what I'm going to do is practice blending two colors together without choosing new colors. So I'm going to start, and for ease, I guess we can start with the red on this side. So I'm going to paint that red. And then here I'm going to go over to my right hand menu that's the color, and I have all kinds of colors here that I can choose from. Okay, and so I can decide I want to turn my red into a whole nother color. So why don't we just choose this nice bright blue color here for practice, and then I'm going to come and color that here. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to start, and now I have my blue color chosen, and I'm going to color over the top of this red a little bit with my blue paint. Okay, see, and I am making a new color. So then if I come down here on my tool menu, you'll see the eyedropper tool down there at the very bottom. If I use that, now I can choose a whole new color. You can see I've got one right there. And you can tell up here in the top of my color menu, you can see that color that I've gotten there. And now I can paint with it. Whoops, I got it. Except don't forget that you need to go back and choose your brush again. So another way to also get the color selecting tool is just to sit and hold your finger or your tool down on the screen until it comes up. Okay, so and then it goes automatically back to the paintbrush. So I've got a new color chosen, and I'm going to go ahead and color over that. And now where those two blend, I can choose a new color again. And so now I've got another color going. Okay, and I want to come back here and blend that a little bit more. And I'm going to blend a little bit more. Okay, I don't want to lose my complete red though. So I'm going to come back and choose what is pretty close to my original red color and paint that. Okay, so I can come here, hold this down, and I can paint a little more of that. And now I need to come and choose my blue color. I want dark though, and I'm going to paint it out this way. Okay. Until I come and overlap it again. Okay. So if I want to do a little overlapping there, it'll come together as I work it back and forth. But you can see, because I'm using opaque paint, or transparent paint, excuse me, whenever I cover over another color, I've created a new color when I overlap my paints. So let's come here, get my color picker. Okay. And I've created a new color, and that allows me to blend it from dark, or from my red to my blue. And I think I was going a little fast. So I'm going to keep practicing with this and keep working on it until I feel like I've gotten a nice blend. So it's kind of like taking two colors of paint and just slowly adding them together until you go from pure red to pure blue. But in the middle, because we're doing red and blue, we should have some violet. And it's starting to be there. And get there. Oops. I'm going to come and choose my red again and paint over that. So I think I got a little too red too fast, or a little too violet too fast. So I can come and mix. And choose a new color here. But every time I choose a new color and then paint overlap another color, I've created a whole different color. And it's really cool to see how you can just go back and forth like this until you've blended it. And that's what you're going to be doing in your painting. So there's this version right here, and then I'm going to show you how to do it with the dry brush. So I'm going to, or what it looks like with this bristle brush. So let's go here, and I'm going to save this. So when you want to save here, make sure you go to File, click on Save As, and give your file a name. And you need to save this because you'll have to turn this in as part of your assignment. Practice. And make sure you save it to the iPad, and then don't forget to later on to export it and save it into your Google Drive. Okay, so now I want to do a new file. I'm going to choose my bristle brush. Let's look here at what I want to do. Incremental. I don't really want a hard edge. What does incremental do? No, I like that. And I like that. So I think we're pretty good. And we'll see what happens here with this brush. Okay, so for ease, let's just go back to the two colors we were using before. So we're going to start here with this red. Of course, it's going to look quite a bit different because this is a much more opaque brush. So I'm going to turn my opacity down a little bit. And then I'll go back and choose that same blue. Okay, so now I'm going to come and paint my blue over my red, except I think I did too much. Okay, so now you can see where my brushes cross. See that new color I'm getting right there? and I've created a new color. And now I can come here. I've got to move my blue a little bit further. What's interesting is when I chose it and overlapped it on some white, on some of the white pixels of the brush, it picked that up. So I want to get this over here. I'm going to choose this color again. Okay, now we've got some overlapping. And remember, the point is we're trying to create a seamless blend between the two different colors so that it's just like you just took your paint and added a little bit more and a little bit more paint to it until you get the color you want. Okay, and if you kept working on this, I could make it, with enough time, I could really make it a pretty seamless blending of colors. Okay, so right now there's a lot of lines in there, but you can see the difference between using the dry brush with the more opaque paint and then using the wet brush that we used earlier. So let me do save as here. I'm going to name this color mixing 2. And you only have to do practice with one. If you want to practice both of them, that would be even better for you, and it'll give you more, help you improve your skills even better. But for the assignments purposes, you only have to try one. So I want to open the first color mixing practice. That's with the wet paint, and you can see how fluid the paint is and how much more transparent the color is. And then if we open this one, you'll see that this is a much brighter color. You could do the same color mixing tools with using the spray paint, and you can also probably even do it with the pencil. So that's the end of this tutorial, and you can go ahead and practice that on your own.